Hi everyone, welcome back and thank you for joining me. But enough about me, I need to ask you a question. Do you like video games? The thing with the Mario guy, or maybe the craft mining game, the crossing animals stuff? You know, video games, do you like those? You do? That's fantastic. Here's a gun, go in that direction. Yes, today we are talking about the United States military and its video game infused propaganda. Now, I'm an American man myself, which means it is my God given right to speak freely on whatever I want, because that's what the Constitution died for, or whatever. And I'm going to use my American right to shit on America. And nobody can get mad at me for that, because James Adams said so. Is that a guy? James Adams? Basically, I'm waiving my right to patriotic pride. That almost sounds cool. A few days ago, I was minding my dumb little business on YouTube, and before my video, an unskippable ad played that just... it sucked. It was a bad ad. That advertisement is called What's Your Warrior? / Who Will Build Tomorrow, all caps, / Go Army. I would try to describe it to you, but I'd rather just show it to you. Here it is. Hell yeah. Oh, I can feel the blood pumping through my veins. I'm ready to go die for my country. Where's the nearest flag I can kiss? So you've heard me say this video is about video games, and you might be saying, Duncan, what does this very yellow advertisement have to do about video games? I'll tell you. Putting some basic media literacy goggles on, we can see some partly animated people resembling video game cut screens on scene, amidst a mesh of data coming into form, and then being labeled as a cool class. In this case, the Code Fighter, which is just someone who decodes messages, which is cool, but not this cool. Oh, and check out the Virus Hunter forming an energy ball in his hands and sending it upwards. I didn't even know doctors could do that. We should have been doing that instead of the vaccine from day one. They got this guy earthbending a bunch of bland-looking buildings together, this woman screaming out an energy pulse, and they had the nerve to label this chef as the Replenisher, as if it's something they'd respect or pay well for. Basically, you get it. This advertisement is making joining the army sound like a class you can select in a video game and fill out a skill tree or whatever, when in reality, it's grunt work. It's a very disingenuous portrayal of the actual superpowers that the army gives you, namely their most popular one, the ability to have a fear of fireworks. First, I was concerned about some gullible person out there getting this ad and getting really excited and joining the military because it's just like his video games. So I looked up the ad and scrolled through the comments, where I found two things. One, this has been an ad for a very long time, so I'm not the first one to find this. And two, this isn't fooling anybody. Join the army, guys. It's just like Call of Duty. Remind me, how many respawns do we get per level? I can't find this game in the App Store. Can't wait to unlock PTSD. When commercials have more hype appeal than actual movies. Wait, I think this guy actually liked it. Now, after all of that, you still might be saying, Duncan, I just watched that ad with you and I don't feel a real strong urge to go join the army. And I would say that's a good thing, but unfortunately, the army predicted you'd say that, so they tried again. That's right, it's an ad campaign, now with entirely new roles of servitude. Wow, they really upgraded the characters in this update. It's a whole lot more epicer, epic or more epic. Now you can shoot lightning, reverse bullets, summon dragons, turn into a drone, and do the shadow clone jutsu. They really had the nerve to call this the Force Multiplier, as if they don't really mean to say front lines of expendable meat shields we stole from their families. At this point, you might have picked up a little hint in my tone that I don't like the US military. That would be correct. I will come clean. I will admit it. I don't like it. I don't like the way we're doing things. Do we need something for defense? Yeah, sure, probably. I think every country needs at least something to protect itself. But having a militaristic empire stationed everywhere around the globe, funded by numbers of money I can't even fathom, made up by mistreated soldiers caught by these predatory ads and recruitment campaigns? No, I can't say that this has my favor. And yes, before the comments get to me, yes, the entire reason I'm mad at the army is because they didn't accept me. I'm just bitter. They said my arms were too noodly. So yes, I'm glad that most people weren't fooled by this lame attempt to co-opt a video game feel for the army, but I'm still mad that they even tried at all. Like, it's insulting, let alone creepy. Even if there was just one kid who saw this ad and decided to join the armed forces and died, then this ad campaign has already done more damage than good, in my opinion. It's just inexcusable to try to sell this experience on the high of video games, when in reality it's a life or death situation. And of course, it's not just video games. Sometimes it extends even to social media. We're gonna watch one of my favorite ads ever now.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world. Always connected.
Pause. First of all, I just want to say, as soon as holograms are a thing, I'm getting the fish thing that this guy has. That is cool as hell. This guy is my hero. I want a fish hologram. Secondly, no, it was just the fish hologram thing. I really wanted to talk about it. Carry on.
But somehow, alone. Trapped.
Oh, get this man an Oscar. He just tried to fist fight his own digital footprint. Now that's relatable. And just like that, our brave hero fights back against the Instagram likes and emojis and falls into a small puddle somewhere in the dark like a true champion. So yeah, to us, this ad might be nothing more than a lame attempt to overhype the army to be super swag to the kids. But the comments are overwhelmingly positive for this ad because it doesn't use video game gimmicks that people can easily pick up on. Instead, this one shows training, soldiers, and the comments are receptive to that. And for an ad, that means it worked. Shifting back to gaming, one big news story in recent years was the army inserting itself into the esports scene to further entice people that if they're good at Apex Legends, they'll be good at protecting the country from terrorists or something. This article is about the army setting up a booth at a video game expo to try to recruit people in person for its esports team, which only leads to promote others for enlisting in the actual army. Here's an interesting quote I wanted to share with you. A massive convention like this will do several thousand leads over the course of a long weekend, Lieutenant Colonel Kirk of the esports team said. The numbers are really staggering. We might laugh at the idea of a video game recruiter joining a voice chat in a video game to try to recruit whatever 12-year-olds are on his team, but when it comes to people actually in person showing up at an esports team, it takes the predatoriness of the whole thing to another level. There are certain young people that game that we can't actively recruit because of their age, Duncan said. Come on, man, get your own name. I don't need this association. But if we can build that interest in them when they are young, when it comes time for them to make decisions about what they'll want to do with their future, we hope that their experience interacting with the esports team will plant a seed that, hey, maybe I can be a soldier? That's creepy as shit. Does this guy even hear the words that are coming out of his mouth? Like, how do you How do you say that and not feel like disgusting? And again, even after everything I've told you today, some of you might still be saying, Duncan, it's video games. I don't think anybody is slow enough to think that they can join the army even though they got like a kill streak in a game. And while I really do hope you're right, again, I'm mad that this exists in the first place. This article does say that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tried to introduce an amendment that would stop the military from using gaming as a way to find recruits, and it was struck down. I wonder who struck this bill down and what they would have to gain from it. I wish there was a way to see the full names of the people who would not want this to pass and what their agendas and incentives would get from this. Oh well. I don't play a lot of video games like the ones that this ad is replicating. I stick to your Mario Kart, your New Horizons, indie games, and platformers. The closest thing I get to this is Fortnite. And yes, you are allowed to make fun of me for still playing Fortnite. My little brother has an Xbox, I have a Switch, my best friend's a PlayStation. This is the only game the three of us can play. I know it's embarrassing. It's very cringe. I shouldn't be saying this, but spirit of honesty and all that. And even with my limited experience playing a game with guns and killing, I have absolutely no desire to enlist in the army and try to adapt that mindset towards taking real lives, which I think this ad wanted me to do. I think that's what its goal was, and that's creepy. And we have to remember that just because this yellow ad was very transparent in its messaging, it doesn't mean that every advertisement will be. People pay millions of dollars to design these ads and get them in front of you so they can subconsciously work their way into your head. That's what ad companies do for a living, and it must be working because ads have been around for forever. So if you see an ad for the armed forces, it's designed to make you want to join. In the long run, however, I do believe that gamers are smart enough to sniff out these ploys and not get too persuaded by ads like this. The only video game propaganda I believe is that forcing cute little animals into small balls is the quickest way to form a long-lasting friendship. So if there's someone you want to be friends with, just throw balls at them. Thank you for watching my video to the very end. I appreciate you doing that. If you'd like to like, you can. If you'd care to comment, you can. If you'd subscribe, I don't know, man, I'm trying. Thank you to my patrons for helping fund this video. I appreciate every single one of you for doing what you do to help me. I have manifested a full, long year of accomplishments and chocolate for you. I hope you like chocolate because I manifested it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I am going to sink 300 more hours into my Animal Crossing island because talking about it in this video made me remember that I abandoned that 8 months ago and my neighbors are probably dying for food or something. So I think I murdered my neighbors. All right, I'll see you later. Take care of yourselves. I love you lots. Bye.